So the good stuff. I really appreciate the some of the complex shots. Um, they put a lot of work into it, and trying to maintain for a low budget movie that was trying to maintain this idea of being a one not uncut but a continuous flow of time and a continuous story. They did a pretty good job, and there's a lot of little cuts within scenes and within shots and stuff that have really good continuity, and it seems like they were shot at the same time, and if they weren't, it's pretty impressive because the continuity is really good. I'll write a note about that. I like the part towards the end where they're having the fight and the rock guy does the slow motion punch. That's pretty cool, and it does the little imp sound. Ooh. I like the gun that Rob had, which was pretty much the co-star, the bald guy that hung out with Mike the whole movie, and he has this silver gun with a silver silencer. That was it looks pretty cool. Oh, that's not a good thing. Hold on. Even though a lot of the dialogue was pretty cheesy and on the nose and sort of stupid, the quality of it, the audio quality of the whole movie, I thought was pretty solid. Usually you expect low budget movies like this to have bad audio, or at least bad syncing or dubs. But for the most part, the audio throughout the whole movie was not noticeable. It didn't stand out as being bad or being poor quality or anything. Like it just synced well. It flowed well. It worked well, and there was not any level problems or anything. Like I'm impressed. I think that's something that's really hard to do at a low budget, and I'm assuming they spent the time to mic things properly and edit things properly, so I appreciate that. Stupid stuff. And he also overuses the insult idiot. He calls everybody an idiot over and over again. Look at this idiot, you're an idiot, this idiot, look what this idiot's doing. And it gets pretty annoying after a while. A couple of the guys look like they're dressed for prom. Well, all of the guys look like they're either going to prom or just got out of prom. They all have these cheap tuxes on with silver ties, which I don't know who would choose a silver tie, but it looks stupid, it sounds stupid, and it just doesn't make sense. I don't really understand. Well, no. There's a couple sequences at the beginning. There's the bike. There's the guy who jumps the guy in the intro. And he jumps out of the lower right-hand corner of the screen, which makes no sense because the camera was clearly looking there earlier in the shot, and he just runs up and jumps out. So I thought that was kind of fun, that it doesn't really make sense, but it still happens. And they redid the same thing later when Mike gets jumped by the guy with his pants hanging down, where he sort of jumps out of the lower right-hand corner where the camera was clearly looking only seconds earlier. So it kind of implies that he was sort of like following behind the camera, or, is somewhat aware of the visuals of the movie and took that chance to surprise the main actor. Later in the movie, they introduce the other two sort of gangster characters, and one of them is this guy Wax, and I don't know where they got him, but he really looks like he's some sort of model or somebody who's not really used to acting, because he's constantly has this smirk and this sort of pretty look on his face, and he's just always very photogenic. And maybe I just have a crush on him or something, but it really stands out as just being too pretty and too good for this role, because his acting is very poor, and he has very few lines. But most of his screen time is him just sort of standing there, looking pretty. And that guy, when they go and view that guy Nickel, he looks like Hugh Jackman's brother, Larry Jackman. So let's get to the bad stuff. There's a lot of these weird little side plots and side stories that kind of go nowhere. I mean, starting at the beginning of the movie, there's the whole intro with the guy leaving the motorcycle shop, and the guy jumps him and takes the bike, and the whole intro is like this first-person view of that guy riding the bike. There's a lot of really stupid stuff. Something that kind of annoyed me, but it's not that big of a deal, is that there's a high amount of homophobic humor. There's a lot of gay jokes, like where implying that somebody's gay, or not wanting to be gay, or mentioning that somebody's gay, and I don't think this is a problem specific to this movie. It's a problem specific to masculine culture these days, where you want to be anything but gay. Like if there's any chance to sort of make a joke about to question your masculinity, it's supposed to be funny, or it's supposed to be a good joke. But I really don't understand it, because I feel like if you're in the state where you're so offended by somebody thinking you're gay, you have a problem. You have some self-esteem problems. Because if you're not gay, you're not gay. Now, I'm almost sort of sounding offensive by saying that. Like, it's not okay to be gay. That's not what I mean. I mean, if you have this anti-gay mentality, means you're just ignoring some of the feelings, or natural feelings, or just not even feelings that you may have, but towards men or towards gay people, but just you're kind of ignoring and pretending that the reality of homosexuality doesn't exist. Like, you're gonna make fun of people for being gay. I don't know. If there's something deeper going on there, it completely went over my head. Another problem is there's lots of driving sequences in this movie, and walking. Just a lot of traveling moments. And that's necessary when you're making a movie in real time, unless you're going to set it all in one room. And to get to the end, the whole idea of the ending surprise, or the twist, or whatever you want to call it, where it wasn't surprising. I mean, by not, from the beginning of the movie, not long after the beginning of the movie, we understand that these guys are criminals. They're gangsters. They kill people. They don't care. They're interested in money. They're interested in in getting the job done. So I don't know if the movie was really expecting us to believe the whole time that they're all so interested in his life that they want to help out and kill people and do all this stuff for him. It just doesn't make sense. By the time they get to the end and he steal the jewels, it doesn't work. I mean, I'm sure it worked on paper. I'm sure that was kind of the idea that somebody had at 2 a.m, but it doesn't add up. Stupid stuff.